Hello, welcome back to Tarkov stream, part 2 now. So I've got a new to-do list, a little bit of feedback. So completed, we've done the Tetris inventory and we've done the save data. And we're now moving on to item count, opening and closing bags and dragging items to those bags. I'm still going to turn that music down. There we go. Cool. So the music today is this Gaia Ray Jungle Breakcore. It says it is not going to get striked because they're nice and I love this type of music. So that's what we're playing. Let's get our browser timer thing working. Two hours on the clock. Let's go. Right. Welcome back. Welcome back. Let's get started on item count. So for that, this is where we're at. By the way, we're able to put items in our inventory. We did this in a 2-hour stream earlier today. I had a bit of a break, and now I'm back to do the second part. So fingers crossed we get this one in the bag. Let's just open Unreal properly. Here we go. If I hit play here and press the 1 key, I get a reset on all of this. And we do have item count in the bottom right here. One thing that we're going to need in our data is a max stack. So we have max stack, integer, that's good. And by default that will be 1. What we can do in our item, so we have an inventory item here. When we update appearance, and we set this text here, we break this, or sorry, we get the max count. And if that max count is equal to 1, then we will hide our count. Set viz select. If our max count is equal to 1, then we'll be hidden. Otherwise we'll be non-hit testable. I realise as well that the name's always going to be set. So let's just go and make that always non-hit testable. Okay, so all these items have a max count of 1 now. And so for the ammo item that we have, which I think is this first one, let's make this a max count of 4. And so in our inventory item again, what we want to do is set the text for this. Put formatted text of current/max. So this will be our max, and then we just need a current value as well. Current count by default is just 1. Hit play, now we've got 1 of 4 in this ammo. And the idea is we want to drop it onto here. If this is the same item, if everything in here is the same item, we want to be able to drop it on there and merge it. So it'll be green if a merge can actually happen. So in order to do that, when we're testing for snap, or we could call this drop test. Now we're not snapping just to this grid, we're actually able to drop it into something as well. What we could do is It's asking if we're hitting an inventory slot. And if we're not, it's not a success. We need to do 2 types of check. Hey, Hamsky. Thanks for the streams. It inspires you? Yeah, amazing. Awesome. I'm really glad. It inspires me that I get to give people something back. After 10 years of doing this in a cave, I get to actually show this sort of tool set off to people, things that I've learned, ways that I do things. Perfect is the enemy of good. That's the lesson that a good friend, Aidan Price, taught me as lead designer on Starship Troopers. So let us figure out how we're going to, like, where we're going to check this, because by default we're looking for an inventory slot. We also want to now test for inventory items that are in that grid. But what we want to do is test if everything in there is an inventory item. So what we can do is we have this get hit widget, and we can out the widget of this. And so what we should do, do these have tags? These do not have tags. So what we'll do is we'll cast an inventory slot, and we'll cast an item, and we'll cache all of these up into a list. So we'll promote this to a variable called hit widgets. And it does not need to be a variable of the whole class, it just needs to be a local variable, L hit widgets. Best what anyone can do with their knowledge is move this knowledge along the years inside other people's minds. Yeah, the immortality. Yeah, no, it completes me a bit. Like, I spent so long being precious over a lot of what I've learned and being like, this is my competitive advantage, you know. But I think with the advent of AI, I think creativity and problem solving is really the advantage and not the knowledge. And so sharing the knowledge is cool, and sharing the ways that I work around problems is also, you know, cool. There are certain game ideas that I have that I probably won't live stream, at least until there's a Steam page, and that's a separate gig, right? That's not what this is. This is sharing methods to create things. I am doing a games jam though, on the 18th, this Friday, coming up next Friday through Sunday. I'll be doing a games jam. It's on the live streams page. You can like get notified about it. You just hit the notify button. That's going to be a fun one. We did a games jam a week or so ago. We made a little Steam game. I don't think I can actually open it from here. Let's open it here. It's called Late for Work Steam. So this is a play as a giant gorilla in VR, and this is another not what I'm talking about game. This is the one that's on uxisfine.com. Well, let's just go to Steam and then type Late for Work. So this little game here, we made this on a stream a week or so ago, and I will be streaming more game development on that one at some point. Definitely incomplete, but conceptually it's an homage to Severance. It's even got like the fire exit. If you haven't seen Severance, the TV show, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's really good, actually. I really liked it. Anyway, yeah. So it's a game about running away from your boss, essentially. This is what we're doing today. So let's focus on this. Hit widgets. Okay, so pardon me. This just needs to be user widget. So we'll add both types to the list. What I can do as well is promote to local variable. L has slots and L has items, and essentially if both of these are true, then it's a fail because we're hovering over two types of things. Has slots, has items. And then we'll do we'll do this highlight towards the end as well. In fact, if we ever hover this slot, we should always highlight it, actually. So we'll make sure that's sorted there. And then down here, let's add some comments for this. First, let's just bring a copy of all of this down here. Just clean this. It's a debug that I made. Just gonna leave that out of the way because we don't need it right now. Okay, so we're going to ask if we have slots and items, then it's not a success because what we're looking for is to only have slots or only have an item, and if we only have an item, we can test to see if that item is actually our item. And in fact, we could test that here. If the data class is equal to my data class. And essentially, if it isn't, let's store these as two separate lists, actually. No, this is fine. It's fine. Okay. So if we hit slots and items, it's not a success. If it's not both, do we at least have slots? And if we do have slots, then it's a success. But we also have this miss. There is an event where there's a miss. And so we'd at least be looking to know that the length of the hits is equal to columns multiplied by rows. This basically just says, is the number of hit slots equal? If I have slots, do I have the correct number of slots? Let's comment this top part here. So we'll do for each column and row, trace for hit testable widgets, and then move all of this along. do hit test, and then here it's like cache hit slots and items for testing drop later at end of function. And then here we have a little bit that's like cache the first hit slot for dropping into inventory. So that's commented up a little bit better now than before, which is a small win. Let's go back here. Correct number of slots. Cool. If slots and items are found, this is an invalid drop. Because we only want slots or only one item of same type. So the last thing that we check for is if all the items, so it's not slots and items, and it's not slots, which means it is items, which means now we can just loop through these hit widgets and cast them to item. And as soon as we get a data that's not the same as our data, we can just return false. If it's not the same, it's a fail, and if it is the same, it's allowed. But there'll be no target slot. So we'll have to handle that. Test for dropping on item. In fact, we could return false actually and put this into a function. So let's collapse this to a function. Try merge. I'm gonna try a merge here, but we're also gonna return that we failed. No, we'll return a success, because what that will do is it will. Actually, we don't know if it's a success yet. But when we handle this drag here, we succeeded. We try and get the target slot. That's going to fail. Which is good. If it's false, we just get rid of all the drop information. Let's have a look. Try merge. This should probably have a return. All escape games using Jigsaw inventory, which make me wonder, is it possible to create different size items, for example, L's, Z's, O sizes? In this design, it will be simple to make different shape items, which we'll do on a different stream. For today, we're just doing uniform scales, so 2x2s, 2x3s, 1x2s. But yes, it is possible with the system design I've built, because we're testing hits, not I mean, you can do it with data as well, but it's going to be really easy with this system because we're literally taking every cell and we're doing a hit test. So we'll move on to doing some Z shape, L shape stuff in the future for sure. So we do this try merge event. First we check array, we get the array. Get array. Should we just call this widgets? Get widgets. Move this over a little bit. In fact, we're probably just going to return true here. Essentially, we just need to test if every hit item is equal to the first item, and if it's not the same, if it's not all the same item, we're just going to return false, because two different targets, or I should say more than one different target is a fail on this merge check. If we get to the end, it's good, and that also assumes that all passing items data is equal to my data, and if it's not, again, it's like found different item, so that's a fail. If the data is the same, we should promote this to a local variable. L item, I guess. If this item is the same, does the get count, is the current count less than the max count? We called max stack. We've got current count and max stack. I'm going to go rename max stack to max count. Okay, so what we should also do is actually get the current count here. So what we need to do is return any remainder back over to the other side in the event that the drop resulted in some remaining amount. That, or we work with the drag visual. We keep the drag visual. I don't know. Let's for now just return a like an amount. So I have a current count. One thing that is important here is, I mean, I can't merge if my count is over there. So let's just do this logic quickly. Wonder if I can. Why have I got two of those? Oh, that was the one I was playing. No. Where were we? There's no knowing. We're just going to say we were probably here. I have an item with current count and a max count, and a target item with a count. So I have item A with count and item B with count. I want the item data has a max count. It's one minus the other, and some remainder will come out. Basically, I have item count with an item with B count. That item counts. Okay, so firstly, we get the amount that we're going to send. We'll just promote this. Well, if this is more than 0, obviously if we have 4, we just can't send any. So as long as this is more than 0, we can actually test this like really early on. We don't need to do any loops to determine that we can't send anything in the event that we're already maxed. So we'll just put this here, just say can't drop max to other. Pretty simple logic there. Hey Wolf, nice to see you. We're doing some live streaming. We've done a bunch of these. We've done like Slay the Spire, we've done Astroneer, we've done Claire Obscure's Battle UI. Today we're doing Tarkov. Oh, we did the Division holomap as well. Today we're doing Tarkov. So welcome, join us. We're adding item count right now. This is where we're at. It's not going to work because I've broken a bunch of blueprints. Let me go into my drop test, and I'll just plug this in here. This is where we're at. We can drag these items around, we can rotate them, we can press escape, we can press play. It's all saved. We're currently getting it so that we can drop an item into another item. Hey Hamesky. Oh, were you saying hey to Wolf? Yeah. I'll just say hi again. Hello again, Hamesky. So that's where we're at. We've got this weapon here. Got a bag. Can't place the bag there. Can't place the... Yeah, it's red when it's, you know, not going to work. So that's cool. And then we've got a reset key. And right now we're just getting the merging working. Test for dropping an item. If false, just return self to shop to last location. If true, return only the remainder to last location. So there may be a remainder. So this because I play Something and Grey Zone Warfare and Scum, and I am a game dev myself. Wonderful. I really like Grey Zone Warfare. I found that very fun. Escape from Tarkov, right? Yeah. I'm like EFT, brain. Yeah. No, I really like Grey Zone Warfare. That was my jam. It was. At least for the first like 20 hours where I'm sort of like in my own area and just like leveling up my gear, and there's not many other players like that. There was other players running around and it was hard, and so it was hard enough, right? The AI is hard enough to play against to do a run. So I really enjoyed that. I don't so much enjoy the PvP aspects. I find it really frustrating when I don't have much time to game and I get smashed, but like I do love the challenge. There's a few times where I've been in Grey Zone and like I'm feeling like I'm doing really well, like I'm checking everything, and then just like blam, one shot, and it's like, of course you learn to, even in PvE you learn to get over it. It's just about not being too precious over your stuff, and at the point I'm at now, I've got enough stuff that doesn't bother me too much. I don't really have any mates to play it with. Yeah, I play the PvE, right? I don't know about Escape from Tarkov's PvE. I've never played it, but yeah, the inventory management simulator, military, it's like got some guns in it as well, which makes it fun. Yeah, I really do enjoy the game, for sure. All conditions met. Okay, so as long as our max count minus current count is more than 0, if we can actually deposit no, because we can deposit 4 items over to the other one. This is wrong. I need to reevaluate this. It's the target item. We'll call this L target item. As long as the target item so the max count minus the target item's current count is more than 0. Yeah, so this is like just has space. So the data is the same. Do we have space? Move this over. Whoop. Has space, same item. This is just all same target widget. Target widgets are different. Different elements, I guess. Okay, so we're over here. We've got some space. From there, we know the available space, so we'll promote this to L available space for the target. In fact, what we'll do is, if everything is good here, we'll do this check towards the end. So we got to here. And whatever the last target item that we touched was. Another thing. Yeah, no, it should be fine. Let's just keep going until we find a bug. I'm trying to cancel out all of the edge cases that I'm going to hit, but I don't need to cancel out every edge case. Before my 30s, I'm playing games and love more graphics and gameplay. After my 30s, I wonder how they make those things. Today, I've got enough ambition to try it myself. It's a good way to be. Creativity is fun. It is fulfilling. It is challenging, I would say. To make things is just definitely a good pursuit to create for others and for yourself as well. Like it's a nice I mean, yeah, this kind of stream where it's like it's kind of chill, I'd say. It's kind of explorative. It's not like prescriptive. It's more like there are different ways you can do things. Let's focus a second. Where are we at right now? We've got 1 hour 26 on the clock. We've got an item drop, which is fine. We're not a third the way in, which means we've got a third of the time left. So we've got available space. From there, I'm going to take a min of my current count and available space, I imagine. So whatever is smaller, we're going to take, which is the sent amount. L send. L send count. L available count. Let's keep the naming conventions the same. We've got send count. Remaining is whatever was in this item minus the send count. Or add the send count. No, wait. I don't know. Actually, wait a sec. remaining is my count minus send count, sorry. It's like however much I can send. So promote to variable L remaining count. And lastly, it should be, so here's a fail because we have no space. Item A's new count, so we take this item set current count, we set this to whatever it was plus the send count. Literally, just if you're wondering why I'm looking to the left, I've literally got GPT to give me the code so I don't have to think too hard. It means it's just more rapid, more fluid, faster stream. Just a little bit of math, which saves a bit of time. Hey Warka, Warka 101, nice ghosty hi. Hello, welcome to the stream. We're creating a Tarkov inventory. I will hopefully be able to show you where we're at. So we've got an absolute nutty amount of debug errors there. So let's just say, firstly, in our drop test, as long as this is not, if this is not empty, then we can do this check. Otherwise, it's a fail. And that will be, like, don't even go into that function for a merge test. Now we shouldn't get a ton of errors. So this is ammo, we can move it. This is weapon, we can rotate it. We can do this. We can escape. We can hit play. We can move these things around. We made this in the last stream, in the 2-hour stream. A little bit under 2 hours because we had a little bit of a conversation at the end. Right now we're adding item count, and then we're going to start opening, closing nested bags. So I'm just getting the save data to work with this concept. So, yep. So we set the current count of the target to this. We set my current count minus the send count, and we set our current count to this. So that updates all the counts. So it's my count minus send, target count plus send. And then down here, there was no space. And then over here, it was like complete. That's the drop. After that's been done, so we have this handled drop. Oh, I should, this runs on tick. So when we try this merge, yeah, when we try this merge, we actually need, so this is target slot. We'll make a variable called target item, inventory item. That will null this at the beginning of the function. We're going to create this reference to a target item that we're going to drop onto, because we don't want to perform any of this logic. So basically, we just return this. We don't even save this. We just return. And then this is like perform merge. This goes somewhere else. After you actually drop the item, right? So this is just has space question mark. And this will hopefully highlight our item in green or not green. We do. Oh, actually, there is a branch here. If this is more than 0, we'll set our target item to L item. And then we'll succeed. And otherwise, we'll just fail. We already... I mean, we could make this a little bit more clear. When I come in the future, it's like we're clearing the target item if it's not valid. So that's that. I'm going to cut essentially all of this into a new function. So we've got our event graph. Yeah, it looks okay, right? Handled this. So we have a drop test. It was good. Did we have a target slot? In this case, no, because we're going to have a target, and we're going to check if we have a target item. We're going to move this over. We have a target item, so no, we lost a bunch of our logic. So we're going to create local variables for all of this. That's cool. Then we've got, yeah, my count, target items count, get current, plus send. We've got my remaining count is that. That's cool. Oh, we should just set this to remaining count. Yeah. That the send count is the current, whatever's smaller. We count with that, and then we've got the ship. Did I lose some logic? I did lose some logic. I technically lost this bit, so I'm just going to steal it. Here. Available count. Target item. Okay, so the available count is the max count minus the current count of that item, and then we do all of the operations. So what we'll also need to do is update the text on, or update the appearance on both of the items. So update appear, because we've changed the data, right? We've changed the data, so update appearance on me and update appearance on target item, and then clear target item. And then the next thing that we need to do is if get current count is still more than 0 for the local item, then we're going to return it to wherever it was, which is just this. If the current count is more than 0, then we just do that. If it's not more than 0, then we just remove it from parent, because it's gone now. That should be a merge. That should be a merge. Let's reset. Let's go into our shop and add more elements, because this isn't enough. So let's just the quickest way of doing this twice, or like 5 times. Just do that. That's a lot of items. It's maybe too many items. Let's go into actual inventory screen. We have a screen here. Let's just make this full size. Cool. Got a bunch of items. Let's put an ammo in. Let's put another ammo in. Bam! Now we've got 2 ammo. It's gone from over here. Let's put this ammo in. And let's put this ammo in. If I go here, it's can't be dropped. But if I twist and drop, that's good. Let's play again. And just get a bunch. Let's get like 3 ammo here. So we've got 3 ammo in our hands. Hasn't updated it on the drop visual, so we'll fix that afterwards. I do have another issue. I'm not saving count right now, so let's actually go fix the save data. In the inventory, when we save, we need to add. We've got the save data here. We've got the item, the slot, the rotation, but we don't have the count. So let's just add count. Get count. So that's all of that. And so I think we're pretty much done on item count. I'm going to tick that off the list. And then we're on to open and close bag. So let's just have another quick look. Do this, Alt P. When we load, we need to actually apply set count. What we should do is create a function in our item. Called set count. Set count. Which will update this and then update the appearance. So when we handle the drag drop here, we don't just do this. We set count. And we do the same here. This just means wherever I set count, it's always going to update the visuals. So that's good. We don't need this because that's going to happen natively anytime that we call set count, which is just nicer management on the code. It ensures that we're setting it nicely in the correct kind of way. The other thing you could do is make this private. And then make an exposed getter, so people can't just accidentally do that stuff. As a father, yeah, I'm also a dad. Got my my little dude. Yeah. Being successful in general is hard in anything. I would say. I am definitely scared about the industry that I'm in, that I've spent my career learning how to do what I'm doing on stream right now, and soon we'll be able, not very long, less than 10 years, we'll be able to just, we won't even need to worry about any of this. It'll just be the creative side, which will be a nice, wouldn't that be a nice world to live in if it was stable? But because the world runs on money, and I need to feed myself and my family, the concept of game development in a world where we're going to be able to outsource it to the AI overlords is like terrifying. So I'll still enjoy it as a hobby for sure, but I don't know where my skills will exist in the next 10 years. I'm a horse, I'm a hard-working horse. That's not really a superpower. When an AI is the hardest working horse you've ever seen. Okay, anyway, so moving away from that stupid conversation and just enjoying what we're doing today. We were finishing off the item. We updated this count logic so that we could call set count right here. Set count. So that's cool. Plug that in. We'll take the count. Plug that in. Okay, so now when we hit play, merge these two together, we have an item with 2 in. So let's make one with 3. So we're just going to test the overflow logic. So we have 2 sets of 3. Now I drag this over. What I'm expecting is that this becomes 4 and this becomes 2, which is exactly what happened. And if I try and drop this on here, I'm not allowed because there's too much, so it doesn't work. So now we've completed item count. Now it's time to open and close some bags. Let's close everything down. The way we want to do this for the bags is we want to drop a bag in like this, and this needs to know that it's a bag, and then if I right click on it, it opens another window, and that window will have its own respective inventory that will also save. And so we've got an hour to do that, and that is probably plenty of time to do this nested kind of inventory stuff. And if we wanted to go a little bit deeper, we could use some tags to be like, this bag only allows items with the tag ammo. This bag only allows items with the tag treasure. This bag only allows items with the tag something else. So we could add that to our task list, but I'm gonna ignore that for now. Let's get a bag opening. It's just another inventory. It's like a smaller inventory, I suppose. Obviously. We'll make these variables here. We'll expose them. We'll have a save slot name for this bag. This is gonna be a pain. Let's just get the bag drawing. Ultimately, this is this inventory, like this item. It's loaded. It's loaded the items in the pre-construct. That's crazy. Wasn't expecting that to happen. It's loaded my inventory in pre-construct, which is a problem. Let's not load our items during pre-construct. Let's load event construct. There we go. Right, so we need to be able to define the size of a bag. So we'll do container size, and by default that will be 0. But if that's more than 0, we know it's a bag. And so if we go, I think it's item 3 is the bag. So here we'll do 2 wide by 3 tall. And then on our inventory item, what we'll do is my grandfather told me whenever there's a crisis, everyone would be scared about work, and he told me whatever happens on Earth, there'll be 2 types of work by hand and work by mind. Yeah, working by hand is something I've never done, except for when I was like a real young kid. I was a mechanic for a while, like, you know, not a while. I was in a garage sort of working on cars and stuff, and that was fun. And I did some stuff in a chip shop, but that's just like labor work, right? Which is cool. I also worked in warehouses for a little bit, and I worked in like supermarkets and stuff like that, like the typical stuff that you do when you're young. I think if you don't have like a mind-based career, right? I never did any trades though. I wish I'd have done a trade. Carpentry again is like half mind, half labor, and is kind of. I think if I did anything, I'd want to build houses, because I think there's always a need for houses or housework, like working on houses, or plumbing or electricianing or like anything like that would be a trade skill. Like working with my hands would be what I'd want to do. Okay, so we need to right click this item, on mouse down. Okay, so get key, mouse event. affecting button, is it equal to the left mouse button? And if it is, then we'll detect a drag. If it's not the left mouse button, is it the right mouse button? And if it is the right mouse button, whoop, then we'll check our data to see if we're a bag. In fact, we could just have a macros like is bag. Essentially if the length of or the size of our container is more than 0, then we are a bag. Is bag. Put that into our mouse button thing. If it's the right mouse button and we're a bag, then I'm going to pop open an inventory, like a new inventory that's based on this one. So we'll make a new function, which is just open, call it open container. Open container, because it is a container, and then we'll just return as handled. Otherwise nothing happened, and we'll just unhandle this. Cool. Open container, data, container, create widget, inventory, rows, size, break, this, X, Y, slot name. Now this becomes interesting, because it needs to be a unique save data name, such that when it gets created, it loads from whatever that save data was. So we gotta be mindful about how that's gonna work, especially when it comes to, like, I could put a bag in the first slot and fill it with stuff and then move it to another slot. I guess as long as I've deleted the save data from the slot I came from, then you can't put another bag there and it just suddenly have stuff in, because it would load as like slot 1. So we're going to use the slot. We're going to get the slot index, and we're going to have an append here. Our save data is going to be called inventory underscore the slot index. And so we will delete save in slot if we ever move this item to another slot. And so we'll handle drag cancelled, and we will so here is, I need to really script this. It's like failed to drop, whoops, failed to drop, and then this one is move item to inventory target some kind. And here we're just going to delete the save data that we had stored for that inventory, because essentially we've moved it from slot to slot, so we don't want to keep slot 1 with some data in it that was over there. So that sorts that out. When we open the container, we need to add it to the viewport in some way, and so I actually want to have this appear like next to, in this case I just need to pick somewhere, right? It needs to be next to this inventory. So what we'll do is we'll get the cache geometry of our inventory widget. Oh, this is not good. How do we do this? We need to get the tell you what, this isn't going to work unless we have get outer cast to inventory self. If we have an inventory, we will continue. Otherwise, we're just not going to do anything. So if it's in the shop, you can't open it. Here, and the reason for this is because I want to get the cache geometry of the inventory and get this size of the inventory in screen space. So what we can do is get the local size of the inventory. If we break that, we get the left, right, up, down. So the X and Y of that widget. We can then do local to absolute from this, local to absolute. So if we take the full split, oh god damn it, we split this, the full X, maybe even like plus a few units, like just for a little bit of padding. And then we say, yeah, so it would just be like the top right basically, because the Y is 0. This is now in absolute screen space. So what we can do is add this to the viewport and then set position in viewport to this. And I think we can actually also do local to viewport, local to viewport. And this might actually be better, because if this only works if it's on the window when it's in its origin space, right? Viewport works if you've put that viewport over on the other screen. So we use the pixel position of that. So we have this inventory. It's going to load its inventory from here. Let's see if that works. So we have this new bag inventory now. I can drag some ammo into it. And if I press escape and play again and then open it, I get my ammo in there. So now we have these nested inventories. Now I just need to... dragging to the bag actually worked. Is there a Discord server I can join? Yeah, so let me show you. And you can tell me if this works for you. On YouTube, go to our currently live video. Go to the description, and the social links are in this link here. If you click that, it will open this, and then there's a Discord here, so you can click that, and it comes to Loki Game Dev's Discord for just for a brief second there before it asked me to continue. So it should be that. Let me know if that works for you. The good thing is, Din Verno, you can rewatch the video. So you can take it a little bit slower if you need to in like a review, right? If you think something was cool that you want to try. So that's cool. Put that bag over here. The moment I can reopen it like an absolute ton of times, and if I open multiple bags, it will become a problem. So let's go to our inventory, and we're actually going to add a scroll box just to the right that allows us to stack a bunch of inventories. So we've got this overlay blur. I'm going to wrap this with a horizontal box. I'm going to drop a scroll box into here, into this horizontal box. So now I've got a scroll box just there. I'm gonna just let that be its size. When we're not going to add this to the viewport anymore, so that logic's going away. Boo! Bye bye logic. Instead, we're going to get that scroll box that we just created, which is going to be our scroll box for a nested inventory. Or just call it scroll box for bags, I guess. We'll just call it scroll box bags. We'll make sure that that's a variable so that we can access it from other widgets. We come in here now and do scroll box bags. We can just add child, and we'll add that child there. So now we can have any number of bags. I do want to add a size box to this scroll box, so wrap this with a size box. This will be size box bags. Set height override to the number of we'll do this as the number of columns multiplied by, we're using 64, so we'll plug that in. Oh, sorry, number of rows. What am I talking about? So now if I go custom, this should never... There we go. This should also just stay up like that as well. Okay, play. Back, 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 back. Cool. We've got the scroll box. I want to get rid of that. I don't like seeing a scroll bar in this case. Don't... Oh, no. Do that. Scroll bar visibility hidden. Scroll width in this case. Let's just go 512. Go 256. That'll do. Back, 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 back. And then you can scroll the bags. The bags need names, because the bags currently don't have names. So we have got opening... Oh no, we don't have opening and closing a bag. It was a lie. We do have drag to bag, but we need to be able to close the bag. And we'll have like bag name as well. Okay. It worked. Nice. Welcome. Discord. I do see you. Yeah, I see Wolf has joined. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so we want to add some styling to this inventory. When we look at our reference, for example, you can see how it's got like ammo. This one's called stash. I almost think that this is its own window, so let's do that. This looks like it's its own window, right? So let's go and make an inventory window widget. User widget underscore inventory window. In here we'll have a content slot. Oh, a named slot that's wrapped inside of a... We'll go with a vertical box that's wrapped inside a border that has another border that is the top level. This can fill the space. We'll do custom size. So the inside, this is the top border. Let's just name this. So this is like border top. This is border fill. Hey Phil. And this will be our gray like window. Our top border, which is going to hold the name. And the name will be left aligned. Just call it bag 1 for now. That top border element Go with a light grey. I should get this right. Bam. Okay. And this will, our inventory will go in here. So this is like slot underscore inventory. We want to change the text here to like size 12. The border for the top, let's wrap this with a size box. Let's add a little height override, 32 units, maybe 24. Let's go center aligned. We'll add 5 units of padding, or like 3 units of padding. Well, actually, we only need to add padding to the left. So let's just go 5 units from the left. Let's make this like a nice style there. For this top border, not really too worried about it. Let's go and wrap this with a border. I want this border to actually just be an edge. Edge. And then this can draw its border. Want this to be maybe like 5 units in. Margin. Yeah, that's not good. Why are my borders never working right now? Let's go look on let's go take a look. Take a look here. I'm trying to find this, and then UE5.6 border image slice. Like, why isn't it working? How to use the border widget? Yes, please. Play Grey Zone Warfare? Yeah, man, you make me want to play Grey GZ2 or EFT now, but I have no one to play it with. Yeah, I mean, I'll play Grey Zone with you. I'll hook up with you on Discord, and you can show me how it's done, because I am probably I'll let you down, that's for sure. Right, so he's gone with 0.2. Easy. Let me just rewind that a little. So he's got a box right now, which means that the center is going to fill with the color, which is actually probably fine. It slices the image by the percentage that you give it in this number. So usually I go with like 0.4 because it shouldn't really matter. But he's gone with 0.2, which retains the corners here. And then yeah, he's got a box. It moves around. Let's do box instead of border. Box. Sorted. Let's just go with that. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. That's that. I do want to wrap this with another border, and it's going to have like a similar brush setup. Paste. Cool. So that's our whole window minus the awkward padding. So we'll just go 1 unit. Cool. So that's our bag. And we need like the close button on the right, yeah? So let's Let's wrap this with a horizontal box that we fill in the full space. Let's make sure that we're padded. Well, we don't really need to pad from the right. We're going to add a button here. We'll add this button into our horizontal box. Fill set to the right. No padding. We want to add an image to this, which will be our cross that we have. Just 32 by 32 units. If that's not going to work, we'll go 24 by 24. Sweet. In our button, this will be button underscore close. And so what this is going to do is just be like kind of red. Essentially. We've also got this shading that's going on. This rounded box, which I don't want. Just image. Cool. I think when we hover it though, it's going to so that's a non-hit test visible, otherwise the image blocks us from touching the button. Image underscore cross. It doesn't need to be a variable, we're not changing it. So yeah. Oh, bag, text block, title, we'll call this. Let's create a new function. Set inventory. We'll take the title, set the text, set text. And so what we'll do is back over in our item when we created all this stuff here, we're just going to cut everything about this, like creating this inventory, adding it. Well, yeah, we do want to add to the scroll box. That's still true. But this create inventory widget here, we're actually going to take I think we're going to take a slot name and a data. I think that's what this inventory window needs. Or it literally just needs the name. We'll go with this. We'll go with, when we set the inventory, we literally just need the name, which we'll just call this init inventory. Init. We'll just call it init. Init. If anyone's British, init, mate. How long have we got here? We've got 41 minutes. I think we're going to be done way ahead of time, which means we might get a chance to do some additional polish. So text block title name, we set that up. We also need an inventory, which is our widget underscore inventory. And we're just going to add that to our slot. Add widget, add child. And then what we can do with that child is set horizontal. Oh. Set size. No. Okay, it's just going to fill it. Okay, so we get a bag, put this in the middle. We get this close widget here. Should be the button. Click. Remove parent. That's that. That is everything that our little window does. And this window should just scale to whatever size it needs. And so in here what we do is create widget inventory window. And if we open that up and actually make these variables exposed, what we can do from here is just add, oh, we'll just refresh this. Refresh this. The name is data name. Just goes in there. And then our inventory is this inventory that we created when we opened it. So ultimately it is just a window, and it just takes an inventory and it just adds it to that little slot. And then we're going to add that whole window to the scroll box panel. So it goes in here and it doesn't work. That's awesome. Super cool. Why didn't that work? Inventory widget. Why didn't you work, friend? Blam. I think it's the add widget didn't work, but the closing is working. I think I know what the problem is. As usual, if anyone knows me by now, you can probably guess what happened and why that doesn't work. Because I didn't call the function. I didn't call the function again. Should have a ticker that says how many times did I not press the function. Okay, cool. So we got our bags. Bag name's done. Open and close is done. Sweet. Isn't that just awesome? We can open the same bag multiple times, which is a bit of a problem. It's fine. It's fine. We'll solve that right now. So let's go. Oh god, let's go into our inventory item. We'll promote this to a variable just called bag window. And if bag window is valid, don't do anything. Otherwise, do the thing. So right click, bam, 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 close it, bam, 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 bam. Doesn't work because we closed it. So what we could do, rather than removing it, we could just collapse it. That will set visibility collapsed. That'll save us from like reconstructing widgets that we've already constructed. It almost acts like a soft caching. It could become a problem if too many bags is a perfect issue. Just remove it. And then what we can do in here is visible. And if it's not visible, just set visibility. We technically want to add it to the end. So let's remove parent. In fact, let's just always remove it from the parent and add it at the end, and then scroll to it. So what we'll do is we'll remove this code here. We do need to still only do this if we have a parent inventory. So let me add a comment to that. Is in inventory. And then get the bag window and add that bag window to our scroll list bags. Add to scroll list. What I might do next, primer Tetris inv. Just caught on the first part from today, the C++ code is available to use from the primer Tetris inventory. It will be. It will be. It's literally one line, or one set of lines. Let me go grab it. UI stream, source, UI stream, public, no, private, sorry. Yeah, this is the file. I'm gonna copy this and I'm just gonna put it in my Discord. Discord. Let's just go like text channels. I guess what we could do is behold my stuff and be like thread for Tarkov stream assets, and then in here is I can just be like create thread code 123 paste 123 there. So that code's in there now. Like it's on the Discord thread for Tarkov assets. I'll pin that one because it's an asset directly in there. So you just gotta know how to do C++, and then you're good to go. That's the code. It's the one line. No worries, man. All right, so let's take a look. I'm gonna put it up on fab.com eventually, but right now it doesn't matter. So here, if we don't have a bag window, make a bag window. We do have a bag window, remove it from wherever it was, and then put it into the thing. All right, right click. Oh, great, that didn't work at all. Do we have an inventory? Yes. Do we have a bag window? No. Maybe that should be hooked up. That would probably help. Bag window. Close. Bag window. Didn't work. Do we have a bag window? Oh, it's because we collapsed it. Set visibility to non-hit testable. And plug that in. Bag. Close. Bag. Sweet. Another bag. Oh, my second bag. Bag? Oh, what? That's not cool. Why is my second bag not working? Bag. Oh, come on. Bag. Okay. We do have a bag. Second bag. Sweet. That's what we wanted. And if I click on the second bag again, we just keep getting more bags and more bags and more bags. Why? Why? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make a new task. Make bag window draggable. That's what we're doing right now. We're just going to make this bag window draggable. Screw this scroll list thing. Screw that. Screw that scroll list. Screw the size box for the bags. Screw the horizontal box list. Replace with child. Go back to desired. Cool. Inventory item. Create an inventory widget and add it to an inventory window. If you've already got a bag, then don't do anything. In the inventory window, this this top border needs to be like a draggable context of some kind. So we'll just wrap it with a button. My music stopped. You know what time it is? I'm going to plug these guys again because these guys are awesome. They make an awesome soundtrack and they say that you can use it for your streams and you won't get copyright flagged. So we'll see. But either way, I really love this album. The style's really cool. This game doesn't exist. They just made this. I really want to make this this really like PSX era like loading spinner. I might do that on like a 10-minute stream one day, 20-minute stream or something. Anyway, so we got this scroll bar. The button that is inside of is just going to be the window bar. We're going to just get rid of the padding. Make sure that our visuals are retained of what we wanted. So that's looking good. The bag, the horizontal box, the border, all of this is non-hit testable. The button is still hit testable for the closing, and the button window bar is still clickable. So we can click and release this, and we'll just add a variable called held. I've never made a drag window before, but I know enough about widgets that I should just be able to do this without much of a problem. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold it. We're going to get the mouse position in the viewport when we hold it, and we're going to translate that from absolute to local to the widget, right? So let's I want to do this. It's going to be to this button. It's cache geometry. And that's going to give us a position, I suppose. Promote to variable hold position. Or hold. I actually want this to be a hold offset in relation to this entire widget. And then on tick, as long as we're holding, as long as we're held, then we can set position in viewport to the mouse position in the viewport plus the offset. And that should be it. And we can add some states and stuff to this, like change the color when you're grabbing it and stuff like that. So let's I mean, is it going to work? Let's find out. Right click this. No, it doesn't work because I didn't add the bloody thing to the screen. Right, so do this and then add that to viewport. Add that to viewport. Get mouse position on viewport, set position in viewport to the mouse position in the viewport. Easy, right? What I expect to happen is this offset is going to be wrong by some amount, and it's either going to be like, oh, don't get the mouse position in the viewport, just get the mouse position on the platform. Or some other rubbish, so we'll see. Right click. So dragging it's not working. Can't drag it. Let's make sure that we're adding it to the viewport like one layer higher. Debug mode failed. Let's just print the size of the offset. Because the size of the offset, if I hold it right up here, it should be like 0. But it's 553. Isn't good. Yeah, on click, I say on pressed. Maybe it needs to be on pressed. Button window bar on pressed. If this doesn't work, I'll use mouse down. So yeah, I'm getting 577 there. Transform vector absolute to local. So let's try platform. $2,000. So that's worse. Let's do get owning player, get mouse position, make vector, 2D. Add these two together. We'll plug this into the absolute vector here. Again, it's 543. Get size. Print the size. Size is 204. Yeah, that sucks. Get mouse position, scale by DPI. And then get transform that vector absolute to local of this geometry and tell me what that offset is. 574, like that's just totally wrong. Okay, so let's just try mouse down. On mouse button down, mouse event, position, get screen space position, paste, last screen space position. I'll just call it last mouse pause. Just unhandle this. Last mouse position. Let's take this absolute vector and turn it into a hold offset. So we've got 0, 0 in that case. If we delay by just like 0.2 seconds, it might give it a chance to... Why are we not getting a mouse event? That's my problem. Oh, we could do on preview mouse down. That would actually be a better function. Because a preview mouse down happens before any clicks, if I remember correctly. We'll do that. And then from here, should just be handled. Or unhandled, sorry. We don't want to handle it. Which means it won't bubble. 2,469. At least it did something that time. Yeah, 2,400. That's wonderful. Transform view, transform local. That hold offset, I might be able to cache it from here. To local. Green to local. So we don't even need any of this. I mean, none of it works, so we just get rid of all of it. Nope. Cancel. Come on. Print. Still 2,000. Interesting. Include window position. Getting something a little bit better now. What I think I need to do in the event graph is, instead of adding this, maybe like minus it. Minus the offset. And maybe I don't need to remove... Oh, no. Look at that. I'm just going to check it on my other screen. That's kind of cool. There's a problem, though. Maybe this is a problem. It's like, see how it's shifting? It's literally why is it doing that? Kind of annoying. Maybe just like divide it by 2 on the y-axis, and maybe that will stop it from doing whatever it's doing there. So it's annoying me. It's not perfect. It's just not perfect. $18 minutes to fix this at least. That's really bugging me. Anyway, if I put a medical bag in here and then close it, and then open the game again, and then take a look. Medical bag. That's pretty cool, guys. It's pretty cool. What's not cool is that this this thing is like trying to run away from... it's trying to run away from my mouse. And then I shouldn't be able to open bags of other places. We've got this other bag. Let's put some ammo in it. Open this bag. It's got its ammo. Open this bag. It's got its medical stuff. Not bad for like 4 hours whilst talking and figuring it out along the way. I would say that's a good inventory. A good enough inventory. Tarkov inventories, I mean, like nested inventories have always been one of the hardest. I like the challenge point that someone mentioned about like Z shapes. I'll do that in another stream next week, probably Monday morning. There's a game called Backpack Battles. Backpack Battles. So this has an inventory where you can actually move the bags around. And then you can like plop items into the bags, which I think and some of the items are T-shapes, nail shapes and stuff. And so I did an episode on that and it was not great. I think I might go back to that and do an episode 2. I don't know if my stream died, but we did make a draggable window. I need to figure out this mouse position thing. Mouse position, get mouse position, scale by DPI. Oh, it is still up. Yeah, check this out. It shows that there's no one watching. What a great tool. What a great tool I have here. At least I can read your chat. Yeah, sometimes it just shows that there's no one watching and I'm like, oh, talking to the void. Got to figure out this this issue here because it's going to bug me. Get mouse position platform. Let's try that instead. Gone. Just immediately disappears completely. Yes, mate.
Wait, what is that? Is that a video of you?
That is a video of me and I am working. And you do not have any clothes on.
Wait.
So can you go back downstairs?
Daddy, that screen is moving when you...
It is moving when I move. And I've got 15 minutes left. 1-5, and then I'll be downstairs. Bear with me. We're going to have a break right at the end of the stream. All you got to do is scare them. Just got to say their name loudly. Then they respect you. No, he's fine. He wants to play keyboard. He wants to play the keyboard, which is cool. We'll do that in 15 minutes. Okay, so... Like, boy. Okie dokie. So, where were we? We've just got one problem left to solve. Let's think about this. What's the problem with this one? Just moves just a little cheeky. A little cheeky amount. So is it a division issue? It is always moving the same amount. Might place them in Shrouded. In Shrouded it's alright. I actually got bored of it. But like it's pretty good. Pretty good. Really does move it quite a bit. I wonder if this preview happens twice. Because if this preview happens twice, that would explain it. No, the preview offset thing only happens once. Maybe it's happening at the same time. Nope. More offset if it's... Ooh. We're getting some interesting results now. Right. If I have this bag down here, the offset's really small. If I have it at the top, it's really big. It's definitely something to do with DPI. So that's the same offset every time now. And that's the same offset every time. Yeah. So what I need to do is actually make it so that if I right click back on an inventory item and the thing is valid, we just remove it. Oh, and then set it to false. So if you manage to drag this thing like off the screen like this, and then you can't grab it anymore, you just right click again, happy days. The fact that we're offset now in a more uniform way is good. It's like it doesn't matter if we're at the bottom of the screen, bottom right of the screen. It's no longer DPI relative. We've got this preview mouse down, cool. If we don't include the window position, I believe it just goes like mental. Screen to viewport, local to viewport, screen to viewport to absolute, screen to absolute. This is local. Include window position, screen, get screen space position, screen to absolute, absolute to local. Geometry in here. Okay, so multiply view scale, divide view scale. Let's just take this and multiply it by view scale. Let's take this and divide it by view scale. Son of a bee. Okay, let's do a quick Google. UE5 UMG drag window mouse down local mouse down screen to local as mouse offset not working. Drag operation. Suppose I could just do a drag operation. Why didn't I just do a drag operation? Oh my god. Let's just get rid of everything. We literally don't need any of this stuff. We don't need this. Like, we don't need held or the hold offset or the last mouse position. We literally just go on mouse down. On mouse button down. Detect, drag if pressed, left mouse. And we should technically local, oh god damn it, position. Let's do this in the button window bars cached geometry space. And as long as the Y is less than the local size Y of the top bar, then we're clicking on the top bar. Move this over. Yes. Not. Unhandled. Let's just do that. So you can click in places. Oh, you're not happy about that? It does still have to be. Oh no, because it's because I had that button in there. Just get rid of the button. Place with child. We do no longer have a window bar. We need a border top. I'll take you. Mouse event. Get screen space position. You do that. Cancel. Detect drag if pressed. Pointer event. Border top needs to be visible. Come on. Right. Border top's geometry is 24. Screen face position to the yeah, this is never right. God damn it. Why? How long have I got left? 3 minutes? We're not going to get it in 3 minutes, guys. UE5 UMG screen to local from mouse down event. I suppose it's fine. Let's just not do the condition. And we'll just say, hey, if you've got a drag, if you detect a drag on the left mouse button, event drag detected. So drag detected, create drag drop operation. We'll do self, payload as self. We'll set the visibility. I suppose we can't set the visibility to anything. Let's just try this. Mouse down. That'll be our drag. Let's see what happens. So we can move it. Set visibility to hidden. Hides everything. Damn it. Default drag visual, the payload. Literally doing this on the item right now. Mouse, drag detected. Oh wow, we're actually creating a drag visual. Okay. Fair enough. So what we could do is remove parent. And then when you event drag cancelled, add to viewport, set position in viewport. Get payload or get drag visual cached geometry. Get pointer event screen, get screen space position, screen to local of this geometry, add the widget back to the viewport, set the position without DPI scaling. Include the window position on that. So local position plus plus the actual screen space position, I assume. Let's find out. Drag, drop. Nope. Let's just take the position. Can I go to viewport? Screen to viewport. Get mouse position, viewport. Okay. Plus the local. Minus the local. It's the same result. I really don't know what's going on there. Like, everything I'm reading makes sense. At least now we're using the actual original drag drop, so it's like when you drag, it's like the normal behavior. What we could do is actually get position, get viewport, get widget slot position, game viewport widget slot. Yeah, sure. Get slot position, caster viewport slot. Oh, come on. Local to viewport. Get. Okay, well, we've got the cast geometry. Local to viewport. Top left. Pixel position. Just set the position of this widget to that. Oh my god. Remove the DPI scale. Maybe? Oh, there we go. Oh, we did it. We're a little bit over. But the point is we did it. We stuck through. We're using proper drag drop. Yeah, I'm on my way. Okay. So that is our Tarkov inventory stuff. So we've got bags, they can have things in them. Click on this, click on that, click on that. Let's open this up in full screen. So, I will tick that off. Ta-da! Rock and roll. Okay, so what we did today is I'll just reset this to scratch so we can press play. We set it up so that we can take an item and actually give it a count. So now there's 2 of that item over there, and we ensured that it cannot be overloaded. So in this case, the bottom one will become 1 of 4. So that's cool. We have given ourselves bags. So I can right click to open the bag. Oh, it's not letting me open. I wonder why. Let me go check that bug. Inventory item, event graph, mouse button down, open container. Right click, open container, please. Comes in. Oh. Right click. My outer object is a widget tree, and its parent is the shop. That was weird. Handle drag. Drop. We should remove this from its parent, for sure. try that one more time. Reset this. We can create a bag. Right click. Huh. It doesn't work until the second time. Well, let's actually fix that, because we're not going to leave this episode half finished here. So it thinks it's being dragged. Okay, bag, drag, drop. This inventory is the main inventory. We remove myself. And then we add myself to this canvas panel. There is a variable in here called like last something, last parent or something, which I want to find now. I guess not. Interesting. Because yeah, then when we go to the container, we right click this guy. Well, this one's outer is the, oh, I think I know what the problem is. It's the outer, the person that created it, not the actual thing that it's in. So what we can do is we can actually get the parent, right click, cool, new bag, right, and then that happens, and then right click that bag. Sweet, right? Yeah, I was using the wrong thing in the container. It's not self's outer, which is the creator of that widget. It was yeah, you get the parent and then you get the outer. My mistake. Okay, so back to the super cool, absolutely everything works demo and nothing is broken. And then I'll reset that and just start again. So today we set up the ammo widgets. We can drag and drop these in. We can rotate them. We can stack them up and then merge them. And we're left with 1 over here and 4 over here. We can drop our weapons in, we can drop some bags in, and we can open these bags, and then we can drop things. Oh, it's not going to let me drop the weapon in there, or at least it didn't look like I could. Another little bug there. But we do have these bags. So if I press escape, open this, we've still got our weapon in our bag, so that's cool. If I go and create another bag, I'll drop some medical supplies and some ammo in there. And I'll drop, I guess I could drop a bag in that bag, and then I could drop a bag in that bag. And then I guess I could drop a bag in that bag. And then if I open that bag, and 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 that bag. Oh no. There's absolutely a problem. So what's happening now is they're all loading from slot 0. Because all of their bags are slot 0. What I would do for this is I would make it so that you cannot nest bags. Anyway, so we got our medical items. There's like, there we go. We've deleted that bag. Thank God. Put our medical item in there. Sweet. So that's pretty cool. And we can then move our bag around, right? We could put it up here. Press escape, come back, open our bag. It should have medical and ammo in there. Oh, I guess not. It's still this one. I did something wrong. When we're closing, it's not removing everything. Let's go to our save data quickly. Save games. Got a decent amount chaff in there, so let's press Alt P for play. Bag, open bag, put a weapon in the bag. Alt P, open bag. It's got a weapon in it. Move it by 1 unit. Press play. Alt P. Huh. It didn't. Oh, I know what happens. Okay, so I don't think it's changing the name when I move the bag. So for the inventory, not for the inventory, sorry. For the inventory item, we have this handle drop, and we delete the save in the old name, but but we don't change the save name for this object, maybe. The slot index is here. Let's just have a look. So if I put this here, slot index is 18. If I put it over here, the slot index is 0. Oh, look at that. We're not deleting this. Yeah. We should be deleting this before we update the slot index, because otherwise we're going to delete the non-existent new entry. So that's a problem. In fact, we could just move all of this to the end. What? Do that, and then we'll delete the slot. That makes that work. What else have we got left as bugs? I love that when I'm like trying to demo the final piece, I'm just like, oh, there's a bug. Oh, there's a bug. Let's just fix that bug. Let's just fix that bug. It makes the stream a little bit longer, but it's okay. Get this reference all the way over here. Let's make sure that we delete the slot before we change the slot. And then what should also happen is when an inventory destructs, it should get the slot name and save over it. The problem is with our nested inventories, we're saving over the same name of the slot. Yeah. So we're saving something to there's no nested name logic, basically. Okay. Let's just check that the first thing's fixed. So we've got this bag, put this weapon in, close it, open the bag again, still got the weapon, put the weapon over here. Open the bag, no weapon, put the bag in there. Open the bag, close the bag, move the bag, open the bag. We deleted the save data from when it was slot 0. Inventory underscore, what would just be inventory is the main one, and then bag 0. I wonder if we can rename a save. Inventory, so when we delete this save here, but what we should really do is get save. Get save slot, load game from slot, this, save game to slot. So we'll load it, we'll change the index, and then we'll save it to the new slot. And then oh, god damn it. Or it's a local variable L save. Got to do that, then we've got to delete it, then we've got to change this, then we've got to resave it. Cool, L save. This, and this. Keep the code clean. It's readable. Okay. Open this. Cool. Weapon. Close. Gonna put it down here. Open it. Still didn't work. Open this. Put the weapon in. Delete game in slot. So we've got the save here. We've created a local copy of it, which we still have. And now we're saving it. Slot index 0 here. But what happens here? Delete the slot in 0. Oh wow, we've created an inventory save in the main inventory that is number 10. That's not gonna. That's so fucking funny. If pretty sure I can find a weapon if I put this here. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, this is broken. I'm gonna fix this. I'm not gonna let this stream end until it's fixed. I'm gonna turn the timer off. Bam. Okay, so when we drop an inventory item, we need to check what do we need to check? Okay. New task. Fix save data. Oh, this is a pain. Okay, so the issue is we're saving inventory, core inventory, as just inventory. And in the inventory, which we're creating several of, when we destruct, we save, we get our canvas panel, and we create an inventory that we then save to the slot name, just straight up to the slot name when we close. Which, if it's, I guess, that only happens if you've opened and closed it. The slot name, the intent was that when you drop an item, we change the slot name, or that the slot name is equal to some kind of information. Just gonna get rid of that code for a second. Now I'm just struggling to find where I did the saving. So you right click an item, you open a container. This is where the slot name gets set, right? So when you right click and open a container, we update the slot name to be the index of that object in the parent inventory, which makes sense. So when it opens, it knows what its inventory was. Then we move it There's an entire container. Which I should, if a drag is detected, I should close the bag, which will save it, basically, in the event that you drag the bag. So we'll do that. Then you drop it, so the target slot is valid. So yeah, we've already added the chart to the canvas here. Okay, get a slot index. Move this. What I can do is just move, make a function just called move bag save data with two new inputs, old slot, new slot, old slot, new slot. Take all of this, save, remove that. Got a new function called move bag save data. Bam, bam. New slot, old slot, slot index. Come in here. We load the data from old slot. Assuming that was valid. That's our local save data. Then we delete the old slot data. Then we save the local save to the new slot. Data. Try that. Open the bag, put a weapon in the bag, move the bag, open the bag, weapon in the bag. Thank God. Right. Take the weapon out of the bag. I can't do it because there's a bag in the way. Take the weapon out of the bag. Close the bag, open the bag. There's still a weapon in the bag. See, when I closed this, it should technically have saved. Close. What have I done wrong? Window. Inventory window. Event graph. When we close it, we don't actually destroy the child because we decided that we didn't want to do that. Save. It's an inventory, come on. Oh, for God's sake. Inventory, save. I've realized as well in this item when we handle drag, when we recognize a drag detection. We literally remove the bag. Oh well. In some cases we remove the bag. In fact, in this case, I'm going to remove the bag. I think this is reasonable. I think. Right click the bag. It's got a weapon in it. Right, let's reset everything. One, escape, play. Bag, weapon. Oh, right. How did you have a weapon in you? Oh, yeah, I've realized as well when I use my debug command to delete my inventory data, it doesn't delete any of the bags. So I've always got stuff in my bags. Right, weapon, go in the bag. Next up, close, open, right click, weapon, cool, open, weapon, bag, close, open, bag. Still has a bloody weapon inside of it. Wow, that's incredible. If I take a weapon out of the bag and then close the bag, it should save. Close the bag. Ah, I see what's happening. I should delete the slot if there's nothing in the bag. I should delete the slot. So what's happening is it's just not saving because there's nothing in there. Right, twist, close. Take the weapon out, close. There's something annoying going on where if I right click this, close it, and then I right click that bag again. Open container here. Right click that bag. 1, 2, is valid, remove from parent. But then never creates another one, even though we've requested to open a bag. So all that's doing is making sure that we don't have multiple of the same. Okay. Bag. Cool. This, close, open. Cool. Maybe not. All right, that's better. To stop bags from going in bags, should definitely make sure that that's not possible. In our inventory item, when we're doing our test, the drop test, we come in here and we do this try merge, right? It's like if the data is equal to the data, that's cool, but if the data has a container size. Oh, this is actually for trying to merge something, so it's not the right place for this actually. The drop test is just are you hitting slots and items? Are you just hitting slots and the length is equal to the number of slots that you need? That's cool. If it's not, we'll just fail. not enough slots. And then over here, all we need to do is get one of these, get a copy, get the parent, outer, passed to inventory. Get slot name is equal to just get data as well. Get data. Container size. Oh, I actually have this as a thing. Is a bag. If I'm a bag, I care if the parent that I'm going into is a bag. In this case, if I'm not a bag, enough space and not a bag. Succeed. Otherwise, I want to check I'm a bag. Is target a bag? If so, fail. I should really do this with tags, and I will probably update this to do it with tags. And the nice thing about tags is that they're a lot more flexible. You can start having things like, oh, this has the medical tag, and so does the bag. The bag has the inventory that I'm looking at has the medical tag, and so from here I can do things like have inventory only, medical only bags or ammo only bags, which I would do in an iteration of this. In fact, convert to tags would be important. Okay, so got the hit widgets, parent, outer. Is the outer an inventory? Which of course it should be. If it's not, then what? It's not an inventory? If the slot name is just inventory, then that's fine. In fact, if the slot name is just inventory, return. Allow drop into inventory. Deny bag drop into bags. Because everything else will have like inventory underscore something. Okay, so we have a bag. We take a bag, we drop the bag. We're not allowed to put the bag there. Not allowed to do that. We can put the bag here. Let's reset our inventory. So I can drop a weapon here. I can drop some ammo here. I can drop a bag here. I can drop ammo into the bag. I can't drop the weapon into the bag because there's not enough space, but I can take the ammo out of the bag, put the weapon into the bag. I can take that out of there. I can't drop myself into it because it will immediately close me anyway. And I can't put my bag in there. Even though it shows that it's good, it's not good. It's because it's like here. It's only hit testing, I think, against it's weird that actually succeeds at all, like in such a massive succeeding way, even though it's not a success. Because yeah, fail. These are all fails. This is definitely a fail, but it's showing as a success. Let's go and take a look at the drop test. You're making the inventory for a game, or just for the love of UI UX? Just for the love of it. Just trying out things. Just saying, can we make an inventory from this game that we're interested in? Technically, not artistically. So my inventory isn't going to look like their inventory, but it's going to do all the things that their inventory does. Like, if this was an image, it will actually work. We tested that earlier with a shovel, but I removed the shovel. There's a portion of code here. Drop test. Up here, got this highlight. In the event graph, we have the handle. There's a red coloring that happens somewhere, and I know there is. Border fill. Find references by name. Event graph. On tick, if the drop test is a fail, just be red. Okay, cool. So during the drop test, failing if it's a mixture. Awful at UI UX. We need to put some hours in. Yeah. Take a look at the streams. We've done loads of like interesting, cool tech art and stuff to make some solutions. Test for dropping on an item. If it's false, just return self to last location. Test for dropping on an item. I don't know what that comment was. Try to merge. Target widgets are different. The found up, we didn't find an item. So we shouldn't be reaching this. We should just be reaching this. It does have slots. I need to, I'm going to play this on a different screen, and I'm just going to, oh god, there's so many items. Let's go back to the shop. And just get rid of all these. We'll just make one set of items. Back here, debug, this is item 1. Okay, cool. So we can see where it's landing. If I take a bag, open the bag, it didn't hit anything. So that should be a fail. Bag, ammo. See this, that was actually meant to be a success. So let's debug this again. It's interesting. Like here, I'm hovering over the bag right now, but it's not reporting that we're hitting any thing. But then when I drop, it succeeds. Why is that? I think I might know why. This will be really interesting if this is why. So if I, on mouse button down, if I open a container and I'm putting it onto layer 0, if instead I'll put it on layer 0 here. Yeah, that's crazy. So because this originated in a layer behind this, it didn't work as a hit. In fact, it doesn't work here as a hit either. Now it does. Now it does. That doesn't work though. Interesting. How is Unreal Engine? I've only worked with Unity game engines. I've wrote from scratch, considering trying UE for my next project. It's quite nice. It's got a lot of tooling. I'd say I'd say it can do a lot out the bag, but you've got to learn all of the nuance. Um, and it can be really fast. In fact, if you're interested to see how fast, potentially, we'll see how it goes. I'm doing a games jam on the 18th, and so I'll be doing it live. And so if you want to see that in progress, you can come watch that to see Unreal sort of like rapid prototyping side of things. And then, of course, you get all the bells and whistles of doing more graphically complex things as well. Very easily, whereas in Unity you have to apply a lot of plugins to get there. I don't know how it is nowadays. I haven't used it in like 6 years. Um, but yeah, I do like working in Unreal. It's getting really hot, and I've just got this one last issue here, which is this hover color, and then I'll be happy. So we did fix the save data. Just needs to fix the hover color. Fix. Um, hmm. Um, 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 um. Drag visual. Hmm. Not even debugging anything anymore. Oh, why? Why, when I drop it, is it fine? Um, Changing that didn't work. Uses C++. Yes, it does. Sorry, I was concentrating for a moment there. Yep, it uses C++. It also uses Python and some other things. Blueprint is what I use the most, pretty much all the time, in fact. The fact that I can drop it in there is just so bizarre. I guess inventory item on drag detected, create this, set visibility to non-hit testable self and children. Same result. Interesting. It's just not hitting anything. I'm going to read this code quickly. Okay, I found the issue at least. It doesn't work on things that are added to the game viewport. It only works on children of slate widgets, possibly. So what we could do is in our inventory screen, we would actually have, we'd wrap this, I guess, with a canvas panel. And set it to full size on the screen. And then this is our, we can just canvas panel root. So, this is just a quick test. We'll see if this actually works. The idea is when we open our container, instead of adding it to the viewport, we get all widgets. I mean, yeah, we get all widgets of class inventory screen. Just get the first one that we hit. We get the canvas panel root here, and instead of adding to the viewport, we add to that canvas. Set position. Content is the bag window. And then when we drag that window, we're adding it back to the viewport here. We need to do the same logic. Set auto size to true. Inventory item, window. Love that that moves now. No, that didn't solve it. It didn't solve it at all. The fact that when we drop this, we get a hit, just, it confuses me so much. I guess the mouse is at a certain layer. We've been given script iterations for the source code. So I might try that quickly. Just hallucinating the idea of functions that don't exist. Yeah, this new get interactive top level windows might be better than what I was doing before with the mouse. I think it's possible that whatever updates sort of some information about that mouse hit that we were using previously stops triggering when the mouse pointer is down. And so it worked when we were doing it just straight in one viewport, but not when we were doing it in multiple. Yeah, so that's fixed. I'll repost that into the thread. Edit. Just edit that. 1, 2, 3. Ta-da! Look at that. Oh, you son of a bee. It lied to me, didn't it? Oh, great. It's going off screen now as well. Bonk. All the way over there. Nope. Wonder why. Wonder if I could make inventory IM. Open the container. Just put this at like -1. Make a difference. It works dragging it around the same assets for the same inventories. It doesn't work. So weird. Interesting. Yep, I guess it still doesn't work, which sucks. And if we look at the drop test just one more time, just double check that I'm not being crazy. Yeah, I'm just using a hit position. Okay. At least I found something out. It is to do with the Z order. Bag. Ammo. This is technically above by 1 unit. Okay. This is a real hacky little thing I'm about to do here. Rather than adding, I wonder if I can, there is an issue where adding a new widget to viewport with a higher Z order isn't bound by this function. Dragging, whilst performing a drag operation, which does correctly find cells in the inventory the drag originated from. Let's see, bags. Yeah, weird. I'm just asking GPT one more time. We've been given yet another iteration. where it says, "Yo, this doesn't exist." This doesn't exist, friend. Now it's just going on a crazy one. It's like, how about just locate widget in window? It's like, yeah, not a thing again. Hit widget path, not a function. Curious. I'm curious. Is it going to work? Nope. If I spawn that bag behind, like one layer behind, it's behind. Oh, it's not letting me. Oh, it's not letting me do that anymore. Son of a. Gonna go back to this code here. Can I just copy that? What was the old code I used here? At the very top. Like very similar code. It's actually the same code. It's the same code, slightly different. That's hilarious. It refactored my code by moving a line into a local variable. This literally doesn't work anymore. Oh, I see what the problem was there. I just had a bag that was full of ammo. So I was like dragging it, going like, why can't I do this? But yeah, this interesting. This only works if this is the top layer. which just means that when I do my dragging, I need to make sure it can't go behind their window. Inventory window. There's a bit where we add it back to the viewport. We just need to make sure it's still -1. During the drag, we can't really control it. I'd have to convert it back to a tick function that moves it as I move my mouse, and then I can clamp it to not be allowed to go behind the other inventory. Another option is we don't do a drag drop event. So let's just handle this. What we could do is on mouse button down. Let's have a look at it wasn't the drag that was the issue. Yeah, she can't put bags in bags anymore, so that's good. Gotta be a way to solve this. Can't change the Z order of the drag drop widget to be higher and therefore able to hit all of the tiles. I could temporarily move the entire inventory backwards. Don't actually think it's going to help because it's already behind bag. Yeah, if I open this container and put it at negative, well, I could put it at 0. Come here and put this at 0. I don't think this is going to work still. It works fine when you initiate it from there. If I set this to -1, then I can get my hit on there. Medical can go here. Yeah, but it's obviously behind, and then you can't grab it because you fail. F. Alright, one more idea. So instead of adding it to the viewport, we've got this canvas panel root here. Place this with an overlay. Add a canvas. Bags. Window. Works as long as it's behind. Hey again. Yeah, I'm done for today. So there's an issue with Z orders with the C++ code that I've got. Works fine if I have this bag behind my inventory. I get my green highlight. But if I draw this bag in front, I don't get the highlight, which is incredibly annoying. So another thing is if I initialize the drag from within my bag, it's fine. And so one other option that I have is that I do wrap this with a horizontal box. And this does have a scroll box inside of it. And some padding, like 10 units. Wrapped with a size box, let's say, whose height is just 64 by 8 in this case, which you would drive by code. I'll give it a width as well of like 256. And I'll hide the scroll bar. And then when I create a widget, we get that scroll box instead. Get scroll, add child, and we would just add this bag window to the scroll box, and then we just wouldn't have any dragging on this feature. And so now it's always green. It's not the worst. I will just clean it up quickly. Set set horizontal alignment to left. So it just fills the space that it needs to fill. And then if I move as much of this ammo out of the way as I can, get this medical item out of the way, get a new bag, open that bag. We can have two bags, and we can do that. We can open those bags back up. We could move this ammo around, close those, open those bags back up. And so it works fine in that regard. Like you get the correct state here, but I really did like it when I could drag it around, and there's just a little bit of a bug when you drag it around there. So I'm going to leave a comment in here. Z order issues with get hit under mouse or get hit under screen position C++ when bags are above default screen. It's a shame. It's a shame. Well, that basically made the stream go on for another hour and a half longer, which is a bad look for my streams. I could have just done the 2 hours and just closed it off. We were at a happy place, but it's nice to... I actually don't like sitting there and struggling through things on stream, but I did it anyway. So is what it is. I missed lunch. I won't do that again. Thanks for everyone who joined in. Sorry the ending was just debugging. That one issue with the C++ there. But we did end up with the result that we wanted, which is that we have this green highlight, so that's good. All for science. I will tick that off because we actually succeeded at that. And I will say that it took 4 hours to make a Tarkov inventory. And I'm going to cut the last half of the video off when I upload it to YouTube. And I think happy days at that point. Have a good one, everyone. I'm going to go get lunch and do some other things. I'll see you on Monday. Thanks for joining. Make sure you subscribe and catch up with the next streams. We'll do some stuff from then we're going to do Peak next week, which is like a game where you climb mountains, and it has a nice progress bar in there that I want to recreate, that I think will be a fun little project.